Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I just want to give you a quick little update on Clockwork Basilisk, the new book coming out from Headstamp Publishing, currently available for pre-order on our Kickstarter. Link is down in the description text below. We have a couple pretty cool add-ons that we're selling alongside the book that are worth mentioning for a moment. So actually, first off, we went through the $300,000 stretch goal for the main book itself, which means we're going to be adding a custom frontispiece illustration to it. We've started looking at a couple of different artists specifically. The image that we have in mind is one in sort of the original period engraving style, something that highlights the change in manufacturing technique from the original, like the British boutique handmade firearms, to the American method of machinery and industrial production, because the Collier revolvers really almost perfectly span that transition. In fact, the Collier revolvers themselves are manufactured part in the British method and part in the new American method. Anyway, we're looking into that. We're going to be getting a really cool artist commissioned to do a really cool frontispiece illustration now. But the three specific other items that I want to bring up for a moment. First off, we're offering a poster of the 1818 Collier patent drawing, and it's not quite what you would expect for a modern American patent drawing, which is generally sort of a series of very specific feature cutaway sort of things. This is a drawing that shows the entirety of the Collier revolver from multiple different perspectives. It's just a beautiful piece of art, frankly, and it will make a fantastic poster. And so we decided to offer that as, we typically do a poster with each of our books, and that's what we're doing for this one. And I think it's going to look fantastic, and that's an option for anyone who's pledging on the Kickstarter to add in. We are also, of course, offering a small book entitled Who Invented the Wheelgun? And it's going to be the same size format as Arming the Dragon, which we released with the Chinese Warlord pistol book. But in this case, it's going to be a couple of historical documents, basically. We are reprinting the text of Sam Colt's lecture in 1851 to the London Civil Engineering Society, where he essentially just gave a lecture on the history of revolver technology. And it's a really interesting talk about a bunch of guns that are really still quite obscure today. Now, we're covering those guns in more detail in the main book, but we thought it'd be really cool to offer the actual original text transcript, not in Colt's original terrible spelling and handwriting, but the transcript of the original presentation, along with the question and answer session that followed. And that Q&A session is something that's often overlooked, but includes a lot of additional interesting back and forth. There are some people who are calling out Colt on some of his claims, for example. And then we are also including in that a monograph by Charles Dickens, famous English author, that same Charles Dickens, about revolver manufacturing, about the Colt about specifically the Colt factory in London manufacturing revolvers. So that's going to be a really cool, just a small extra piece of historical context that we thought is well worth publishing while we're doing a main book on the same, or very related subject. There is, of course, a whole chapter in the main book about Colt and Collier and the relationship between the two, and the Collier appearing as a witness in Colt's patent infringement trials. And then the third item is actually completely unrelated to Collier's, and that is the original blue Kickstarter edition of Chassepot de FAMAS. That would be this guy, which I have always thought is the best looking version of my first book. This was the Kickstarter exclusive edition, which means we don't sell it retail. It is only available in Kickstarter. And when we did this launch, we said that if we have any leftover extra copies, they will be made available in future Kickstarters. So we have a small number of these that are available, and they're available as add-ons if you're interested in picking up a copy of Clockwork Basilisk. You can also get a copy of the original Kickstarter exclusive beautiful blue copy version of Chassepot de FAMAS. So those are the three of the cool things we have. We also have a couple of other small items, bookmarks and patches for the Collier book specifically. There may be some other stuff coming a little later down the pike, but I'll leave that for a future update and a future video. Thanks.